Okay, so if you feel like your attention is just constantly getting pulled in a million directions, maybe if that scroll bar is winning the fight against your actual goals, then this deep dive is definitely for you.
Yeah.
We're diving into the one thing, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan.
And it's interesting. The book came out back in 2013, but wow, does it feel relevant? Maybe even more so.
Right.
It landed just as everything was getting kind of chaotic, smartphones everywhere, social media taking off, this cultural idea that you had to multitask to succeed.
Yeah, the badge of honor for being busy.
Exactly. And Keller and Papasan saw the stress, the total lack of focus that came with it. They offered a different path, a simpler one.
And these guys know what they're talking about. This isn't just theory. Gary Keller, he co-founded Keller Williams Realty International. I mean, that's huge.
It's huge, yeah. So these are insights grounded in serious high-stakes business, and then you have Jay Papasan bringing the communication expertise to make it clear.
So the mission here, for you listening, is that this book is meant as a guide. If you're looking for clarity, for purpose, for, extraordinary results.
It argues the fastest way isn't doing more. It's finding that one single priority, that first domino, the one thing that makes other things easier or maybe even unnecessary.
That's the shortcut they promise.
Yes, that's the shortcut.
Okay, so we're unpacking this clash.
Yeah.
Juggling everything versus the real power of intense focus. Let's get into it. If we boil it all down, what's the core mechanism? How do they say we achieve that focus?
Well, the fundamental idea is leverage. Always leverage. They argue that real success comes from finding and then really zeroing in on the one task that gives you the biggest bang for your buck, essentially.
The highest impact.
The highest impact. But you can't just, guess what that is? You need a specific tool.
And that tool is the heart of the book, right? The focusing question.
Absolutely. And the wording is so specific, it's almost like a formula you have to use again and again.
Okay, what is it exactly?
Yeah. What's the one thing I can do? And here's the key part. Such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary.
Easier or unnecessary?
I like that. It forces you to think beyond just the next step, doesn't it? It's about finding the gateway task.
Exactly. It cuts through the clutter.
Mm-hmm.
But before you can even use that question effectively, the book says you have to dismantle some common beliefs, these productivity lies that just trip us up.
Okay, let's tackle the lies. The first one, I think we're all susceptible to this, the myth of multitasking. I mean, I probably checked my phone twice since we started talking.
We all do. But the book is pretty blunt. It says, you're not doing two things well, you're doing both things badly.
Okay, fair point.
Our brains just don't work that way. We task switch, and every switch costs time and focus, real productivity, that's single tasking, deep focus on one thing.
Okay, lie number 2 they call out. The idea that everything matters equally. That endless to-do list nightmare. Right. This is where Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule, gets a serious workout. They're saying, stop treating every task the same. Be ruthless. Find the vital few, the 20% of tasks that will actually deliver 80% of your results. Focus only on those.
And if you can identify and hit that one really impactful task, the answer to the focusing question, they talk about this ripple effect, right? The domino effect.
Yeah, it's such a great metaphor. That first domino you choose, it's critical. It's the highest leverage action.
The answer to the question.
Precisely. And by consistently knocking down that specific domino, you build momentum. It's not just random action, it's engineered progress. Small, focused effort leads to much, much bigger things down the line.
Okay, that sounds powerful.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like it takes a lot of mental energy. And the book acknowledges that, right? This idea that willpower is a finite resource.
Oh, absolutely. This is super practical. Your willpower, your self-control, it's like a phone battery. It drains during the day.
Start strong, fades fast.
Exactly. So the most critical tasks, the ones related to your one thing, you have to tackle those when your battery is full, usually first thing in the morning. Protect that peak energy for your peak priority.
But willpower alone won't cut it long term, surely. Especially if it runs out. You need something deeper.
That's where living with purpose comes in. Purpose is the why. It's the bigger reason that fuels your focus when discipline wavers.
It provides the direction, the motivation.
Yeah, it makes the hard work on your one thing feel meaningful and sustainable.
Okay, now for the one that I think really challenges people, this idea that balance is a myth. That just sounds intense.
It is provocative, definitely. It goes against so much advice we hear about, work-life balance.
Totally.
The book argues that to achieve something truly extraordinary, you often have to accept even embrace a period of imbalance. Pouring intense, concentrated effort into your highest priority might mean other areas take a temporary back seat.
Temporary being the key word there, I hope. Because that sounds like a recipe for burnout if you're not careful.
Right, and that's a really important clarification. The big stress is its strategic imbalance. It's a conscious choice for a defined period to achieve mastery or a breakthrough.
So you go all in on the one thing, knowing you'll need to rebalance later.
Exactly. It's not about permanent neglect, it's about focused bursts. You decide what level of imbalance is acceptable while you're chasing that big goal.
Okay, so pulling back a bit, the big themes here are clearly focus, prioritization, and simplicity. It's really pushing back against that always on busy culture.
Definitely. And if you think about other productivity systems out there, like David Allen's Getting Things Done is fantastic for organizing everything kind of horizontally.
Maybe capturing it all.
Right. And Greg McKeown's Essentialism is about doing less, but better. The one thing feels related to essentialism, but it gives you this very sharp vertical focus. Drill down from your purpose to find the single most important action right now.
It's more targeted.
Much more targeted. And it's not just for work, right? This starts with productivity, but the principle applies everywhere. Personal goals, health, relationships. Clarity and commitment matter across the board.
It feels like a way to cut through the noise in any area of life.
It really does. It's about finding leverage.
Okay, so let's make this really concrete. How do you actually do this day to day? We've got the focusing question, but what are the practical strategies? The first big one seems to be time blocking.
Oh, time blocking is non-negotiable in this system. It means scheduling specific, dedicated, uninterrupted blocks of time just for your one thing.
Like an appointment with your most important task.
Exactly. The book suggests maybe 4 hours a day, if possible, and during that block, you protect it fiercely. No email, no calls, no distractions. Build a bunker around that time.
4 hours, that sounds
Mm-hmm.
challenging in most workplaces. How do you actually defend that time without alienating everyone?
Well, it takes discipline and clear communication. Let people know when you're unavailable for deep work. Shut down notifications, maybe even physically move to a different space if you need to. You have to treat that time as sacred because it yields the biggest results.
And that time block needs to be pointed in the right direction, which links to the next idea, goal setting to the now.
Right. This connects your big, long-term vision to what you need to do today. It's like a chain.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say your big goal, maybe 5 years out, is launching a successful podcast. Okay, so your one thing for this year might be building an audience of, say, 10,000 listeners.
Okay.
Your one thing for this month might be booking guest interviews. Your one thing for this week could be researching potential guests for the next month. And your one thing today, maybe it's drafting email pitches to 3 specific high-profile guests.
Ah, I see. So each step logically leads to the next, all the way from the big vision down to the immediate task.
Precisely. It makes the big goal feel less daunting and ensures your daily actions are actually moving you forward.
And instead of a massive, overwhelming to-do list, they suggest creating a success list.
Yeah, the success list is what's left after you've applied the focusing question ruthlessly. It's short, it's focused purely on tasks that directly advance your one thing.
The domino movers.
Only the domino movers. If it doesn't contribute to knocking down that lead domino, it doesn't make the cut. Quality over quantity, always.
But even with these tools, things can get in the way.
Mm.
The book identifies some common pitfalls, right? The 4 thieves.
The 4 thieves of productivity. They steal your focus and energy. Number 1 is the inability to say no, just letting distractions constantly pull you away.
Guilty. Okay, what else?
Number 2 is the fear of chaos. Being unwilling to embrace that temporary imbalance we talked about, trying to keep everything perfect prevents you from focusing intensely.
Right.
3 is poor health habits. If you're tired, run down, eating badly, you just won't have the willpower or energy needed. Remember, willpower is finite.
Makes sense. And the last one?
An unsupportive environment. People or circumstances that actively undermine your efforts to focus. You've got to recognize these thieves to guard against them.
So stepping back again, the real takeaway is that this book fundamentally challenges that whole busyness equals success idea.
Completely. It's pushing for a shift to intentionality, to purpose. Success isn't about how many hours you work. It's about the return you get on your focused time and energy, doing more of what matters.
But it does raise a crucial point for you, the listener. Identifying your one thing isn't always easy. It's deeply personal, right? Depends on your values, your goals, where you are in life.
Absolutely. There's no single right answer. It requires real self-reflection, maybe some trial and error. You have to adapt the principles to your own context. It's a journey of discovery.
And the book itself is structured to help with that journey, moving you from the lies that hold you back through the truth about focus and priority and towards achieving those extraordinary results.
Yeah, it provides a clear framework, a roadmap from feeling scattered to being incredibly effective.
It really gives you the structure to figure out where your best effort should go.
Exactly.
So given that achieving those big results might mean accepting some temporary strategic chaos in other parts of your life, we want to leave you with this question to think about. What single priority is so important to you right now that you'd be willing to embrace that imbalance, even just for a period, to truly achieve mastery or make a breakthrough in that one area?
Something to chew on.
Definitely. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Catch you next time.